In this video, we want to discuss how to maximize the color output using third-party ICC profiles. Now, there's a number of vendors that you can go to. The first one that we're going to look at is the Hahnemühle website. Now, if you go to the hahnemühle.com and then down to the Highlights and Services subsection, you'll see an ICC Profiles option. You click on that. It will take you to the ICC Profiles window. From there, you can select your manufacturer. We're going to select the Canon printer. From there, we can select our individual printer that we're going to use. And in this case, I'm going to choose the IPF 8400. Now, Hahnemühle has a unique way of doing it, is you can create these paper groups basically by going into each paper group and clicking on the individual or desired ICC profile. You can build a custom downloadable set. So every time you click on a set here, it adds it to the list on the right. When you're finished, you can generate an ICC file from the selected files. So you end up with one zip file for all of the ones that you've selected. You can then download that zip file to your hard drive, and it will call it the ICC Hahnemühle zip file. Within a few seconds, that will download to my hard drive. When I navigate to that folder, you're going to see a ICC profile Hahnemühle zip file. I can extract that. I'll get rid of the original zip file. Now I don't need it. And so now I have a folder with the one canvas artistic, but I could have added more. That needs to be installed into the color sync folder within your Macintosh hard drive. Or if you're on a Windows, you can right click and it will allow you to install profile. Here you have the handling instructions. This will be very important to follow because you want to make sure that the print driver and media settings match how they created the profile. In this case, they want you to use Special 9 as the media type and quality at the highest. The next website we're going to look at is the breathingcolor.com website. Within their website, you go to the support menu item at the top and then ICC profiles. That will take you to the ICC profiles and instructions page. Step 1 is to select your printer in the pull-down menu and click on the download button. Once that is done, it's going to create a zip file of all of the ICC profiles for the printer you selected. That's going to take a minute to download. While that's downloading, you can take a look at step 2, and that is the instructions for your workflow, whether it's on the Mac or Windows. You can select whether you're doing the print plugin, the export plugin, or printing via the driver. You can go through these steps, and at the bottom it'll give you the opportunity to print this page, so you can have that as a reference when you're using their media settings and their ICC profiles. As I mentioned, alternatively, you can go through the instructions for the print driver as well. So now that that is downloaded to my downloads folder, we can access that folder. And now you can see it has unzipped it and created a folder. So I can throw away that zip file because once it downloaded, it automatically unzipped it for me. Now I have 3 files in here. 2 of them do the same thing. One is the zip file, and that, when it's unzipped, will have all of the ICC profiles available. And you can then drag those into the appropriate color sync folder. Now they've also done another way of doing it. And I'm just going to get rid of that folder just to clean things up a little bit. I'll move that to the trash. And now we're back to the beginning. The other option is the DMG. That's creating a disk image. If you double click that, it's going to open up a window with all of the files that you need, all the ICC profiles. And if you take those, select them, and drag them to the folder, that's an alias that goes directly to your color sync folder. So that's a really easy way for you to automatically put them into the right place if you're not sure where. So again, there's 2 different methods. Both do the same thing. The other one is a zip file that contains the AM1 files. Now the AM1 files are a media configuration file that is unique to the Canons and a great way for you to update all of the driver menus and the menus on the printer. So if you're not sure how to use those, you can go to the blog, and they show you here a great video in terms of how to use the media configuration tool. So when you get to that menu, when you get to that section, you want to type in Media Configuration Tool in the search bar. When you hit enter, you're going to get an option to how to import custom media settings into the Canon printers. From there, you can read through that, but if you scroll down a little bit, there's 2 videos on how to use the media configuration tool, and the settings are very similar on both on the Mac and PC. They're almost identical, so if you're going to watch the Windows video, you'll be able to follow along on the Mac as well. It should be very similar. So if you want to import those AM files, go through and watch those 2 videos. That'll be very helpful for you. The next website is the CansonInfinity.com website. We want to navigate to the Tools and Tips menu. When you click on that, it's going to take you into their Tools and Tips section where you can learn more about color management, printing tips, reproduction tips, various printer vocabulary, and storing and the longevity of your prints. It's a great resource to learn more. So what we want to do is navigate over to the left menu and go to the ICC profiles and paper presets. We scroll down and we'll get to the printer brand. We can select the Canon printer, and from there we want to select our model. Select the model that you're using. You're now given a list of ICC profiles that you can download. These are going to be the settings for that. So now we're going to download that zip file for that particular Arches media that we've selected. I'm going to go to my downloads folder, and I'm going to double click on that zip file to decompress it. Once that's done, then I can move to trash the zip files. I don't need that anymore. And now we have 3 files. We have a PDF that explains how to use that AM1 file using the media configuration tool. And if you haven't watched our other video on the media configuration tool, you should take a look at that when you're finished here and become familiar with this tool. It's very helpful if you're using third-party media. So this PDF will outline how to upload and load those various AM1 files that are working in conjunction with their ICC profiles. So that'll help for you to make sure that you get the right menu selection when you're selecting it in the print driver or the export plugin. There's the ICC profile that you want to load into your color sync folder, and as well the AM1 file that you'll browse for within the media configuration tool. On the right, you have read instructions in terms of how to use the profiles. They give you some more information about settings, profile installation, locations, and various printer settings. So you want to become familiar with these individual settings. And at the bottom, they have a list of the individual files. We downloaded the zip, which contained everything, but if you want to re-download anything or any individual file, those are available there. The last website that we're going to visit is going to be the moabpaper.com website. And this one, we're going to click on the ICC Profiles Downloads button on the right side under Resources. And then we want to click on the word Canon. That'll bring up the option to select the individual printer model that you're using. So we want to scroll down. We want to find the printer model that we're using. In this case, we're going to select the IPF 8400. And now we have the option to download the individual ICC profiles. Now what they do is they give you a list here of exactly what media type you need to select in the driver when using this profile. So when you're using this canvas, you want to make sure that the matte canvas 2 is selected in the driver or the export plugin. So once that's been downloaded, it can be installed into your system. Again, a right click on the profile will put it into the right place for on Windows, and putting it into the color sync folder is important for the Mac. And here you have a listing of the directories that are available, as well as some other resources that are available when using their profiles.